bird sang this song to me. There was a message in its melody, sweetest lyrics that I ever heard. There's a message in the songs of birds. Tomorrow is another day. Living is the only way. Tomorrow's gonna ever come. Listen to the words of the song. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be.
Greetings and welcome to A Sip of Inspiration. I'm Stephanie Wilson Coleman, and I am your host for tonight's show. I want to welcome back one of my favorite guests, Dr. Rachel Ross, that will guide us through a conversation about spicing up your sex life and that ever important question, does size matters? Now, before you guys turn your television set because you think we should not be discussing that, I want to remind you that sex is one of the things that we all do. And if you follow the statistics, it's some of the things that we do, and we're not doing it very well because our communities are running rapid with some of the sexually transmitted diseases. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll talk a little bit about spicing it up so that maybe you can create the atmosphere that you want in your own bedroom with your current partner, and then maybe we can get a handle on some of those other things that's going on. Thanks for coming back, Dr. Ross.
Oh, always a pleasure.
I love
Happy
this.
to be here. Yeah.
Now, she has written Downright Feel Right, Outer Course for him, and Downright Feel Right, Outer Course for her. It's a book that's two sides.
Yes.
One side's for the male and one's for the female. And I think that it's really cool because it's one of those cool books where you're reading one way and then when you get to the other side, it's upside down, so you have to turn it over. So I think that that's pretty cool. That's ingenious. So we're going to get straight to the conversation. This is a call-in show. The number will appear at the bottom of the screen, 312-738-1845. Call in with your questions. Now, that every question, does size matter? And we probably shouldn't do that one at the top of the show because people are dying to hear that answer.
Sure.
But what are some things that people can do to spice up their sex life?
Well, you know, a spicy sex life really has a lot more to do with your mentality about sex and your ability to embrace new ideas, new concepts, and be free enough to try them. Now, I'll have couples who come in and say, well, you know, my wife, her sex drive is terrible. What can I do? What can you do to help? Mm-hmm. Or my husband's sex drive is terrible. What can you do to help? But then if I talk to the person and they're afraid to touch down there or have hang-ups, think it's dirty, or they have different body image issues, it's really difficult at that point to get their mind wrapped around the idea of doing something new and spicing things up. So the first step is to embrace the idea of having an open enough mind to try new things.